Hey everybody, welcome back to the warbossfitz channel. Today, as you can see, I have Tano on the screen with me. We're here to talk a little bit about
Hello.
3.5. We're going to be talking about the Broken Truth set, and then he is going to be looking at a list and critiquing my work. Let's go ahead and
Huh.
get into it. So, Tano, how you doing? What's going on, man? I, I,
I'm
you're,
doing good.
you're a lot. You've got a lot less like Red Bulls around you than I imagined with all this
Ah,
3.5 stuff going on.
yeah. You know what? I'm not a Red Bull kind of guy. I try to stay off caffeine. I think working long hours and a little bit of lack of sleep gives me that adrenaline rush that I need. But no, I'm doing good. It's cool. I've been working on the beta now for uh now how long has it been? It's like we finished the second week now.
Yep.
It's been very intense. It's been very, very intense. But it's been a lot of fun. The beta is like, okay. Um, I think it's interesting seeing how a lot of people are reacting to the process of the beta, because I think maybe a lot of people come in from, I don't know, say like a video game where, oh, there's a public beta, and the public beta is like, here's the game. It's basically 99% exactly how it's going to be released at the end. We're just kind of stress testing the servers or whatever, and then that's it. Whereas for us, a beta is much more of a collaborative process. That's why it's 8 weeks long, right? It's a long beta. And so like there's constantly changes and stuff like that, and a lot of critiquing and like people saying this sucks and that sucks and this is good and change this and I wish it was like this. And for me, this is normal. Like I've been working as a game designer for a long time, and for me, this is part of the process. And actually, this is the fun part of the process. Like people telling me, like, here's a laundry list of complaints. Like this is the fun bit. But I understand that for people like seeing this process for the first time, it's like it's kind of scary. Like they're like, "Oh my god, like you must be traumatized from this experience." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no! Like this is it. This is where the fun is. This is where the whole thing happens." So I've been doing great actually. Like the beta has been a super fun period.
Yeah, what I've noticed is a lot of people when the beta started, they're oh my goodness, the sky was falling. I'm like, no, this is what we do. We have to like throw out all your crazy ideas, and then we will chop them down to what the game will end up being.
The way you're describing it makes a lot of sense because it's like I always think about, especially for a game like OPR, which is meant to be so condensed, the way that a lot of the game design process works is I come up with ideas, and I bloat it up on purpose, right? It's just like, okay, let me put all the ideas in here, and then, okay, cut this, cut that, cut that, cut that, and then you go back down, then you have more ideas, and you cut back down, and that's kind of how you find that sweet one-page spot at the
Mm-hmm.
end. But yes, it's really like you build, you cut, you build, you cut, you build, you cut, and that's just part of it.
Not only did I see a lot of it like on the public like forums and discords and stuff, but I even have some of my own friends when the beta first dropped. They're like, "What is going on?"
Mm,
I'm like, just
yeah,
just
yeah,
roll with it. We'll see what happens. So yeah,
yeah.
we're having tons of fun here playing a game every day to do some playtesting.
Nice.
So that we're going good there. We're live streaming all of it, and we're start to things cracks are starting to show because we're starting to run out of armies. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that you had like a bunch of stuff on your channel, going over it. You know what? I would be curious to see, because I saw that you did like some like grimdark stuff and some fantasy stuff. I would be curious to know if, although theoretically there should be no difference, if doing a grimdark versus fantasy would feel any different now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I assume it would still be like in the old days, where it's like it
Hmm.
works and that's it. But I do wonder because I haven't tested it myself. That's not part of the core experience. Um,
Yeah. We
of both.
could definitely do that.
Yeah, if you're
Absolutely.
interested, that would be cool.
Throw stuff
Yeah,
against the wall and see what sticks. It's what we like doing around here.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So it'll be good to see where that ends up. When's the beta over? Is that going to be like the end of October?
Yes. So we don't have a specific date yet because I don't want to lock down a date until we're not closer. But I would say probably the last 1 or 2 weeks of October. But before that, like a week or two before that, I will make the decision and be like, okay, this is the date. If you want to save your PDFs, if you're running a tournament, if you something like that, like on this day, 3.5, we switched to 3.5, and then Army Forges changed. So if you need to lock something down for an event, I think it would be good that people know exactly when it happens. Actually, I don't know. Do you wanna? Okay, so I know that you've been playing a lot. This is the warbossfitz channel. It's about it's about orcs. It's very orky for me. That's in many ways the way. Would you like to maybe I can take a look at the orcs and use them as a platform to kind of explain a bit of the thinking behind the beta? Would that work?
Sure, absolutely.
Cool. So I think it would be cool to talk about the beta a little bit more practically and kind of explain how and why we're making certain changes. Because I understand that like for a lot of people, it's just oh my god, stuff is changing and like why, how, what's the situation?
Right. Yeah. A lot of people are the sky is falling. I have a friend right now who's playing Wolf Brothers. His Wolf Brothers is like his main thing, and every change he comes to me going, "Oh my god, what's going on?" Because like in the beginning, I explained to him how the what were the rules at the beginning. You get an extra move or something. I explained how that was good, and then I showed him how he could make the next thing that came out of work. And every time I get him on board, but then the Wolf Brothers rules change, and he's
Wolf Brothers is one of those that's right now pretty contentious. I have some plans and some ideas on how to further tweak it. So right now my plan or the way that I'm working is during the week I work on the beta and release stuff, but during the weekend I don't. So during the weekend it's stable so that people can play, they can play test, they can come back with results and stuff like that. So for this weekend, he will not see any Wolf Brother changes, but it could very well be that by the week now, by the end of next week, the Wolf Brothers will have changed again. I have some ideas because I know that people are not super satisfied with the Wolf Brothers. I'm trying to find a middle ground that works for everyone, but tough.
Right.
It's yeah. But okay, so how are the armies changing? First I guess the why. The big why for the updates of V3.5 is because basically one of the main feedbacks that we keep getting from the community for a long time now is, all the armies feel a little plain, they feel a little bland, they don't really have a lot of special rules, they don't really have anything that makes them stand out from the others. So you can feel this especially if you play fantasy, for example, where it's like, okay, a basic unit of Ratman warriors, it's literally the same profile with the same upgrades, with the same command group as a basic infantry unit of the Human Empire, as a basic infantry unit of whatever the Goblin. Well, no, Goblins actually are slightly different, but of all these different armies that have the same 5+5+5+ A1 profile with no special rules and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then it all feels kind of samey.
Yeah, like the basic troops in every army all feel pretty much exactly the same. I used to break it up to there was like, the 3 levels of stuff in every army, and then you get to the fun stuff. So, yeah, if you could change that up, it'd be great.
Yeah, and so the idea here is to add some relatively simple, basic core rules or common rules across the armies that make them feel a bit more unique. So when you're playing, even if you're just playing your basic infantry from your Ratmen versus your humans, it's gonna feel different, And so that's one of the big things. It's just like making sure that there is this feel in the armies that is different, so that players can they can finally enjoy a bit more variety in the game. And also another thing that we got a lot of feedback of, like all the time, is like, why can't Army X get more love? Because it's true. Like right now in V3.4, there are lots of armies that they get all the tools, they get all the cool bits and all the cool upgrades and all the cool special rules and all the cool spells, lots of hero options, and then other armies are like, there's nothing. There's really nothing, and that sucks. It sucks feeling like you're left behind. And so that's why I'm making this huge update that updates all the armies across all the games, so that everybody's kind of brought on an even footing. So taking the orcs as an example, so we basically talk about like 7 core changes. So Change number 1 is your army common rule. Now, of course, we are in a beta period. I'm going to explain it now. It could be that it changes by next time. You know,
Right. It could be different by the time this video comes out from what it is right now. Yeah.
yes. But generally speaking, the thing about the orcs is that they have the ferocious rule. So every model in the army has a ferocious rule, and this basically like when you shoot at enemies within 12 inches or when you charge, on a 6 you deal 1 extra hit. So pretty basic. This is just like their thing. Everybody in the army has it. It has a little bit of a caveat, right? Like you have to shoot at close range or you have to be charging, so not when you're being charged. And then you basically get like an exploding 6. Pretty
Right.
basic, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Nice little way to add some flavor. Then we have something that we call an army combo or a combo rule. And combo rules are basically we can see it here, a clan banner. Combo rules basically are something that interacts with your army rule to do something interesting. So for example, and this is a relatively common one, is like, okay, you have a trike, you pick an enemy, a friendly unit within 12 inches, and that gets the supremely ferocious rule. What does it mean? You basically get your extra hit on a 6, even if you are over 12 inches away or even if you're being charged. So essentially it's just like, hey, like your rule remove the caveats from the rule. So it makes it easier to use it. So if you wanted to use your long range railguns, then you do a little combo. You have the trike boosts the support guys, and then they fire their long range railgun and they still get their bonus.
Okay.
So that's the second thing, the army combos. The third thing is what we call an army specialty. So basically it's like something that is across the army that gives it a little flavor, a little different interaction from other things in the game. And for them, it is the war banner. And the war banner gives you a speed feat. What is a speed feat? Basically, once per game, when this unit moves, and they all have this rule, right?
Right.
Then they can move plus 4 inches on advance or plus 8 inches when they rush or charge. So it's like your, it's like the Orky war charge.
Right.
And you can do it only once per game, of course, per unit, right? So this is your specialty, right? It's like this is the thing that you have that other armies don't have, that makes your army play a little different than the others. Of course, by the way, if you see, besides the except for the main rule, the army special rule, which is on all the units, all of these things are optional. So you don't have to buy the war banner if you don't want to. You don't have to buy the clan banner if you don't have to opt into any of this.
Right, yeah.
But it's a cool way to.
Yeah, that's good in case like you want to go a different direction. Like having a speed feat aura on like a unit of shooty orcs wouldn't work there. So having that being optional is a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Then after that, we look at the fourth thing, which is our marks / debuffs. And basically, these are rules. Let me find it now. These are rules. Yes, here we have one. Blood mark. These are rules that basically get you to somehow interact with the enemy. So in this case, the blood mark is marking for bash. So when this unit activates, right, you pick an enemy within 18 inches, and friendly units that attack that unit get bash. Bash is basically when you attack them, you roll, when you attack in melee, you roll 1 die per model. For each 6, you deal a wound. So pretty strong. If you roll a bunch of 6s, you can easily devastate the enemy. And so I thought this was an interesting way to get you to have some interaction directly with the enemy units, because I feel like right now in the game, most of the time when you have a special rule, it's a sort of you kind of only interact with your own units. You kind of only buff your own units or give an aura to your own units, and you don't have so many situations where you pick an enemy for something in specific, besides spells, of course. And so this was a nice way to have a bit of that interaction going, and choice, right? It just adds more choice to the game and more interaction between players. Then what else do the orcs get? The fifth thing is a special weapon rule that only the army gets, so you don't see it in other armies. And for the orcs, they have a new thing called a harpoon rocket, which gives them the impale rule. So basically, your basic rocket launcher is 18 inches, AP2, deadly 3.
Right.
Whereas your harpoon rocket is AP4, which is pretty strong, and has the impale rule. Impale is it gets deadly 3 against tough 3 or tough 6, or well, from tough 3 to tough 6, but it's one or the other basically.
Right.
And so basically, it's like, okay, do you want way more AP to take out a destroyer, to take out an APC, to take out a light vehicle? Amazing, you can do it with this. If you want to be shooting at bigger monsters and bigger tanks and stuff like that, then you're better off taking your regular rocket launcher. So again, giving you more options, giving you more choice, and giving you something new, special that only you have, because only the orcs have impale. There's no other army in Grimdark Future that has the impale rule.
Okay.
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 Then the sixth thing is hero auras. So basically, I guess this guy will have it. Are making sure that every army has at least 5 hero auras or 5 hero things in their army, because right now in V3.4 you have lots of armies where it's like they get a caster, sure, cool. Maybe they get an army standard bearer, okay, and then usually they get like 1, maybe 2 auras. Whilst you have other armies that get, the caster and caster 3, and they get the army standard bearer, and they get 5 guys, and they have an assassin which has takedown, and they have like a million options. And so here again, the thought was, okay, let's even the playing field, make sure that everybody has lots of options. So now the orcs have a bunch of options. So you have your trail master, which gives your unit strider, so it's good if you want to go through terrain. You have your gun master, which gives you unstoppable. Unstoppable is basically the new name for lock-on. You have your customizer, which makes you evasive to shooting. This is a new thing. Basically, enemies get minus 6-inch range when trying to shoot you, so they have to get closer. And as we know, as orcs, you want them to get closer if they want to shoot you. We have our battle chief, which gives you bash. So basically, it's the thing that I was talking about before. When you charge or when you are in melee, roll as many dice as models, and for each 6, you deal a wound. So imagine you have your 20 boys, and they charge in. You roll 20 dice, 3, 4, 6s, boom. That's immediately 3 or 4 wounds.
Right.
You have your mechanic, which has mend. This is the old repair rule. It has stayed the same, except for now you don't have to roll a 2+ for it to go off. So you just roll your D3 and you repair your vehicle. And then, of course, we have the Sai Shaman, which we know and love. It's our caster for the orcs.
Yeah, and this is
good.
There. This is good that you're giving all these to every army, making sure every army has them. Because previously in like 3.4, some armies would have like 2 options, and each of those would have like just 2 leaders in the whole army to put them on. So this is good that they are getting expanded. This is something that I think everyone is happy about. So that's the right direction there.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I also think about it from a customization perspective, where it's like, okay, I have my collection of miniatures, and maybe right now I don't want to buy more minis, I don't want to expand this collection, but I do want it to feel a bit different. It's like, okay, just by taking different hero auras on your heroes and moving them around different units, you can have an army that feels and plays very differently without having to add new units, add new weapon options, add whatever. Like now my hero gives 1 unit strider, and I'll put it on these guys so they feel one way, or the next time I give them evasive to shooting, and then I put it on this other unit, and now that unit feels different, and so you can play around. I like this idea of like just plug in this one little guy, and suddenly your unit plays different.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally we have the last thing, which is the spells. So the spells have been reworked for all armies, and we have made sure that at least 3 spells out of 6 in every army are unique to this army. So you don't get them in other armies. So for the orcs in this case, it would be that you have the headbang, which basically pick up to 2 enemy units within 18 inches, and your guys get bash against them. Okay, nice.
Okay.
A way to, again, like mark an enemy and get something against them.
Mm-hmm.
You have Path of War, which is you pick 2 units and they get Supremely Ferocious twice, which means, you don't have to care about being within 12 inches or being the one that charges.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Death Bolt, which basically is you pick 1 enemy unit within 12. It takes 4 hits with AP4 and Impale. So, if it's a unit of destroyers, you're looking at 4 times 3 hits with AP4, you are probably gonna annihilate that unit. And then, of course, you have the other spells, but these are more, these are more common spells. Oh, look, great that we're talking about beta, because I see that these 2 spells are somehow identical when they shouldn't be.
Okay.
I will take a screenshot to check it out later. They should not be identical. And yeah, you get your other spells. You have a spell for regeneration, you have a spell for Bane, and then you have a spell here for Bane and AP1. Yeah, this sounds completely wrong. So yes, like I said, I will have to look into it and understand what's going on. Yeah, and this is the orcs for you. What do you think? How do you feel about the army now?
I mean, I love the way the orcs are shaping out. I don't know. It's hard to explain me and orcs. It's like a love that you just don't know where it started and hope it never dies. But, yeah,
love for your children.
Exactly. Yeah, the orcs I feel are in a good place. I mean, they with their special rule, giving them 6s to hit on 6s with the range and charging caveats on that one. It's one of those special rules. It's kind of like a no-brainer, which. It's just instead of having to like watch your opponent's dice being rolled or having to get extra stuff out of your dice, it just happens. And maybe it's because I'm just so used to doing it. It's a no-brainer whenever I'm rolling dice just to do it. But yeah, the orcs I think are shaping up very, very well in 3.5, and they've changed so much since the last video that we've done on them. We're going to throw them on the table more as we get closer towards the end here.
Okay, but before this call, you actually sent me a little army list, not for the orcs, but for their buddies, the Goblin Reclaimers. So let's talk about your list. Do you want to give me first an overview of why you decided to build a list like this?
Well, the overview of why I decided to build this list is because I have, before we made the split of, before you made the splits of goblins and orcs, I have a massive collection of junkyard orcs with goblins in there. And I was thinking, okay, I need to make a goblin reclaimer list. Let me start up a list, see what I have, and go from there to see what else I need to put in it. And I'm just looking at my wall of orc, and I was just like, okay, I got three grot tanks, and then I got death walkers, and I got killer tanks, and then it just fit. It just fit, and it was one of those that it made me smile that it just fit. And so I'm like, all right, let me work with this and see what we could do with this. So this was one that I made just last night after my last live stream, going, let's get some goblins together. So,
do you have any specific battle strategy in mind for these guys?
Well, honestly, battle strategy will be move forward, blow the crap out of them, because there's an awful lot of rocket launchers, and then if they get close, we got mini claws. Even though in melee, these guys aren't very good in melee. Well, the quality to hit in melee is not very good, but I mean, not very good with mini claws is subjective. I don't want to be hit with any of those. Yeah.
Well, if we look actually at what's new in the army, so we can see that they have the Ramshackle Crew special rule, which basically is when they shoot at enemies within 12 or charge, the target must re-roll defense results of 6. So it's kind of like the old poison rule without the ignores regen part.
Right.
So yes, maybe your quality is not as high and you don't land as many hits, but it's almost like having the equivalent of AP1 on everything, which is pretty good. Well, yeah. And then we can also see that here you have added a heavy bolt smasher, which has skewer, which is on a 6, those hits get deadly 3, which is pretty good. So you roll your 4 dice, and this can easily blow up into more deadly 3. One thing I noticed when I was looking at this list is you seem to be very focused on deadly, which seems pretty cool. But I wonder if you might struggle against infantry, because the only thing that you really have against infantry is this Sponson Flamer here. And sure, you have it on 3 tanks, but I almost wonder if there should be a bit more focus on anti-infantry as well, because I could see this army struggle against an all infantry build, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is one of those not very competitive lists. This is going to be
Mhm.
put it on the board, make pew pew noises, and do odd stuff when my tanks explode.
Nice. Yeah,
So
I think we're all here for the pew pew noises. So
exactly. I mean, like we're not super competitive. The only competitive we get here really is when we start the trash talking across the table. But
mhm.
as far as like what is going to absolutely win a game, this probably wouldn't be it. But this is just going to be fun to play.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks fun.
Oh yeah.
I like the idea that Goblins is actually a faction where you can go all vehicle and it feels nice because you have access to the tough three vehicles. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I
Hmm.
enjoyed the Goblins, and the models are coming out right now, and yeah, they look super cool. I'm very excited to see them.
Yeah, that's another reason why I don't have any infantry in this list is because I don't have very many goblin models to start
Mhm.
with. So that'll be changing here pretty soon.
Nice.
Pretty soon.
Okay. Well, I mean, we talked about 3.5. We talked about the orcs. We talked about the goblins. Do you have any questions? Is there anything you'd like to know about 3.5 or?
Well, 3.5. It's we're just gonna have to see how it shapes up, and we're just gonna have to do all take our part in the play testing of it and the feedback of it, and I try to remind everybody to put their stuff that they are finding on the Discord so that you can see it. Because if we
Yes.
play test it, we just complain about it like on Facebook. You're never gonna know about it. But
Yes.
there is one other big thing that's happening that I think I kind of want to talk about, and that is the
Okay.
Broken Truth box that
Oh yeah.
has come
Of
out.
course. How could I forget? Wait, let me open the GameFound page. Broken Truth. Yes. Coming out very soon. In 10 days.
Yep.
So I'm very excited about this. Like is this gonna play audio? Wait, let's remove that. Yeah, this has been a long time coming. Like this has been a dream of mine since forever. And originally when I first founded like OPR, I thought we would only get here in you know 10 more years from now.
Uh-huh.
And instead, like the fact that we've been so successful and have been able to put something like this together now, like it's really cool. It's really really cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there is something about this idea of just having a box that you can pick up from under the Christmas tree, open up, and immediately start playing. That is just like, mwah. It's like such a sweet spot for wargaming. And that's actually why one of the things that we wanted to do with this campaign is make sure that that experience can really be lived. Because I feel like with a lot of war games, you have the dream of that experience, and then you open the box, and it's like, okay, here's a bunch of sprues, and then it's like, fuck, now I have to like cut all the sprues. I have to put the minis all together. I have to glue them onto the bases.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a mat. I don't have terrain. I don't have anything. And it's really, I don't know. It's not a complete experience. And instead, we were like, no, no, no. This has to be a complete experience. So it comes with the mat. It comes with the terrain. It comes with the dice. The models are already on the base. The only models that are not already on the base are the really big ones, like the T-Rex, because we couldn't make it fit in the
Right.
box with the base.
Hmm.
And so literally, like you can open this, you can pick it up from under the Christmas tree, open it, and get playing within 5 minutes. Like you just take the components out. There is like a special little tutorialized mission pack in there. So you go through like I think it's around 4 or 5 missions first, where in each mission you learn a new part of the game. Like you learn how to move, then you learn how to shoot, then you learn how to melee, and so on and so forth. And then it
Hmm.
all culminates in the big battle of the sixth mission, where like it all comes together and all your minis get to bash against each other. We have Robot Legions and Saurian Star Hosts, which are some fan favorites, of course. And actually, we just very recently revealed our pricing.
Yeah, you revealed the
So you
pricing
can
on that.
actually see here.
Which
Yeah.
I will let you know that I had an idea of what I thought OPR would be coming out as, and you guys undershot what my thought was. Like I have not seen prices like this since I was playing in high school.
Mm,
So just seeing these
yes.
numbers and seeing that you guys want to be able to get more people, get this in the hands of just more people is great. Like
Yeah.
$100 for 50 miniatures and all the other stuff that comes in the box. That is almost unheard of nowadays.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, and it comes with the poster, like the mat, the terrain, the tokens, the dice. It comes also with the booklet, the rules, and all that stuff. Yeah, I think for us it was very important to hit that $100 sweet spot for like the smallest box, for the starter box,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, it's that experience of like, okay, I want to to have this as a gift for my children or my nephews or for myself, and it's
Right.
just like it feels quite right. We had a lot of people, speculating that this thing was going to cost, 250, 300, 350, 400. And we were
Mm.
like, you just wait. You just
Right.
wait for the price to come out. I think we'll make everybody pretty happy. And yeah, so we managed to find a good price point for us. And then, of course, you can start with the small box, and then you can keep either getting bigger boxes, or you can add a bunch of add-ons. So you'll see those throughout the campaign. You can get more terrain, you can get more tokens, more dice. There's special types of dice, special tokens. There's a dice tower. There's cards. There's like a special book that we're making, which essentially is like it's a combination of the advanced rulebook and the lore book, and so it
Okay.
makes for like a nice chunky, like a very classic wargaming book experience,
All right.
and it's
Cool.
special for this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I have to say, this is uh this is very cool. Yeah,
Yeah. It
maybe
was.
one day we'll make an orcs one.
Hey, well, I like seeing this, seeing how this has been releasing. Everyone's going, well, I hope they do a fantasy one. I'm like, well, that sounds like the
Mm.
logical conclusion of the next one they would do. Just
Well, yes. Like for me, if this campaign is successful, which we hope it will be, and it all makes financial sense, then yes, of course, the next step would be to do a fantasy one, and then from there on, I don't know how fast we can do it, but I think a dream
right.
of mine would be, of course, that we would be able to do like at least one fantasy one, and then the next year a sci-fi one, and then the next year a fantasy one or something like that.
Hmm.
Or even better, maybe one year we can start doing like two every year, right? Where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
like
Or
maybe like the first half of the year is the time for fantasy, and the second half of the year is the time for sci-fi. I don't know. Or maybe a skirmish
right.
one, or maybe a war fleets one day.
Hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah. Or
Right?
or you could just keep this as like the starter box for it, and then how you have the expansion boxes here for the
Right?
different stuff. You could just have those released for different armies. Kind of like, the
Yeah.
starter box has two, and then if you want the different armies, you could just get these boxes of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's lots of things to try out. This is the first time also that we're dealing really with retailers, and that's a whole other ballpark because there's different legislation and pricing and deals, and then you have distributors, and then people that don't like to work with certain distributors and others, and like it's a thing, like when especially when you're used to working with digital like we do and
Hmm.
self-publishing, it's like, oh, like we are used to the simplest process. We have an idea, we make the mini, it's on Patreon, you download it, boom, like it's
Right.
done. Whereas this is now like, oh no no no, you have to deal with production and the shipping and international fees and then distribution and then like it's a thing, it's a thing. But I think
Right.
it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it is going to be great. Yeah. So,
Well, then I hope you enjoyed this little overview. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more beta feedback because I think we so much stuff has already happened in the beta, and this has only been the first 2 weeks. There is
yeah.
6 more weeks of beta, so it's gonna be. I mean, I hope that it slowly like quiets down like the massive changes, because it's also a lot of work and we need to slowly wind down and pick a direction and stick to it. But yeah, there's still lots of time to provide feedback, get my eyes on it, get me to tweak things, and then finally release.
All right, good. Good, good. Looking forward to it. And we're just going to keep on doing our live streaming here, which is every day, in case anyone is wondering, every
Nice.
day. For
Very
some
nice.
reason, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, we're going to do this every day, thinking that the beta was only going to be a month. And then I went, oh, no. Oh, okay, I said it. We're going to do it. All right, so
Big commitment.
yep. Well, thanks guys for coming by to the warbossfitz channel, and thank you Tano for being here to talk
Thank
to
you.
us about your wonderful game and universe that you've come up with. Everybody out there, well, you got anything else to say before we sign off?
No, I mean, test out the games, check out Broken Truth. Let us know what you think. It's the classic OPR, the OPR vibe. Just talk to the community. Community talks to us, and we adapt.
All right, everybody. Well, I hope you guys are having fun playing OPR wherever you are, and we will talk to you later. Bye bye.